a tool, anything, they're going to always do that on a Tuesday night, never any other night of the week, always on Tuesday night. All the big announcements, all the big additions, everything that you need to hit your goals and be as successful as you can be here is always taken care of on Tuesday night. We'll train on it in depth on Saturday, but it's always launched and added and given to you on a Tuesday night. So that's why it's the most important night of the week, any given week. And I'm going to tell you something right now. You early birds get this golden nugget. Next Tuesday, it's pretty big, very big. I wouldn't miss any Tuesdays at all for quite a few times. All right. And who's got the big button? We need to get Chris in here. Okay, you got the big button too. I see that message. You got a big button too, so let's get him. But yeah, there's so much happening right now. It's almost mind-boggling, even for me after 34 years in this industry and watching all the changes and in our world and technology and everything that we have. You think nothing would rattle my cage, right? No, there's so much going on. It's even bugging me out every now and then. There's a lot of, and it's all wonderful though. There are so many incredibly wonderful things happening. You don't want to miss the next several Tuesday nights or Monday night, Tuesday night. Monday night's becoming pretty important now, especially this Monday night. This Monday night's big. Don't miss it. The Tuesday that follows it, even bigger. Don't miss it. It's everything for you. But another thing we get to do on Tuesday night is meet all of the new family members, all the new team members. It's always fun, especially for Linda and I, who are so lovingly competitive. And we want to see all the new people. We want to see all the new, not all the new states, because we don't have any new states, but all the different states being represented all over the country. It's a fun thing to see. But if you're brand new, we want to hear from you. Let the person that know that got you here know that you made it on. Introduce yourself to Rory and Tanya this way as well. Click on the little microphone or hit the space bar. Say hello, and don't forget to say what state you're calling in from. And welcome to the call.
Hello?
Go ahead, Alex. Where are you calling in from?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Awesome. Welcome, sir. I'm glad you made it. And I'm glad you're able to get on after everything North Carolina, South Carolina, everybody's going through. The last
hurricane's pretty bad.
It was bad. Glad you're safe. Glad you're on here. That's a good sign for everybody. Fantastic. Welcome. Who else is brand new?
Hey, how's everybody doing? My name is Jason, and Barbara, I'm from Illinois. Barbara Ryan.
Illinois is in the house. Fantastic. Jason, glad you made it. Welcome. Barbara hears you. She knows you're on now. Same for you, Alex. Let the person that got you here know you made it on. Get your name out there for Rory and Tanya. Let them know that you are new to the team. And don't forget to say what state you're calling in from, because we love hearing that too. So if you're brand new, click the little microphone on the lower left. Hit the space bar on your keyboard also. Say hello, state your name, what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call.
Hello, Jay Ride from Florida.
Florida's in the house, Linda. Did you hear that? Welcome, Jay Ryan. Welcome. I love Florida. You'll see why in a minute.
Hey,
fantastic. Glad you made it. Larry, where are you calling in from?
Yes, from Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh, PA. Tri-City guy. Fantastic. Welcome. Glad you made it.
Thanks.
Gail Toth from Oxford, Michigan.
Michigan's in the house. Thank you very much. You said Gail, right?
Yes.
I'm going to change your name there for you. How's that? Instead of Moto G Power, it's going to be Gail. I hope it's Gail.
It is. Very good.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Sid from Iowa.
Sid from Iowa's in the house. Thank you, sir. Well, glad you made it. Go ahead, Drew.
Hey, this is Andrew Bautista. I'm coming in from Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho's in the house. Fantastic.
Kathleen is the one who got me started.
Fantastic. Great. Now she knows you're here. Thank you for that. And welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome, everybody. That was a quick 9 people. I might have missed one, might be 10. But But every week there's somewhere between 10 and 30 brand new people joining the team. And we're doing that because we're doing everything right, but there's a lot of great things happening. And we love seeing the growth. We love seeing all the different states spread out all over the country and other countries. Canada's here, South America's here, and there's people from over in Australia and other countries here. It's a beautiful thing to see. So welcome to the RRR247 and direct to consumer team call, office call, business meeting, announcement call. It's the everything call because it is the most important night of the week. Everything that you need, all the big announcements, anything Rory and Tanya are going to add to the system, a product, a service, a tool, doesn't matter what it is, it's going to help you build. They're always going to announce that on a Tuesday night, so you never want to miss that call. And there's some really big things happening now and over the next several weeks that you are probably the most important Tuesday nights that we've ever had, because it's really exciting what's happening. But again, we also love hearing from the brand new people. It's 9 o'clock, so I'm going to say last call. If you're brand new, welcome to the team. Click on the little microphone in the lower left-hand corner or hold down the space bar on your keyboard. Say hello, and don't forget to say what state you're calling in from to welcome to the call.
Hello, guys. I'm Jillian, and I am in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Jillian from Vegas, welcome, ma'am. Glad you made it. And I may have missed somebody earlier, but I think you might be number 10. So thank you, Jillian, for making my story true again every week, somewhere between 10 and 30 every single week.
Yep.
Who else is brand new? Last call, last call. We got to get going here. Marisol from New Jersey. I thought that was my Marisol, but it's Marisol from New Jersey. Welcome, ma'am. She's in chat.
Hello.
Hello, Hope. I know you're brand new
hello.
too.
Yes, my name is Hope Coleman, and I'm calling from Burlington, Vermont.
Burlington, Vermont. Hope I didn't even know that. How did I miss that? Fantastic.
Yes.
All right, welcome. Glad. I think you're the first Vermont person we've heard in a while.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Beautiful
Welcome.
Burlington.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you again soon.
Yes,
All right.
Charmaine from Florida.
There's Florida again. Welcome, Charmaine. Fantastic.
Kelly from Iowa.
Kelly from Iowa. Welcome to the call, Kelly. Glad you made it.
Robin from Michigan.
Robin from Michigan. Fantastic. Welcome, Michigan. Glad you made it. Anybody else besides that chat? Last call. If you want to say hello, let the person that got you here know you made it on. Now's your chance. I'm going to start hitting some buttons so we can get going. That one. That one. And we're ready to go. All right. So welcome everybody to the RRR247 and direct to consumer team call, office calls, new student call, announcement call, the everything call. It's the big night of the week. It's where you, especially you brand new people, are going to get to always get the new information and all the big announcements that you need, but you're also going to get to meet the leadership that Rory and Tanya have built around them to help take this message out to the world. And it's just an ever-growing monster. It's a beautiful thing to see. My name is Niall Eddy. I'm in Central Florida. That's why I got so excited about Jay Ron and the other person that was from Florida. I forgot already. I get excited to see Floridians get on the call. We're growing here in Florida. It's a beautiful thing to see. But we love everybody all over the country. Every state is an equal. And we're glad to see the people who went through that storm last week on the call and making it here and everything's okay. I've been in this industry now, guys, for 34 years. I met the Ricords 30 years ago. I've been working with them for 30 of my 34 years in this industry. And it's been a great life. It's been a great ride. I was a very young entrepreneur that was going back to school as an adult with a wife and 3 kids, and that's not easy, right? But I also knew it was tough on my kids, and I wanted to earn some extra money just to spoil them on a weekend. So when this business fell in my lap, I really took a super good look at it. And even though I didn't understand it and believe it before, I seen something different. And I dove in and became a good student, and that's how I was able to be the Ricords. And I got to tell that story a little bit, how I trickled up and got to meet them on a call that we just had with the instructors or the leadership. I don't even remember which call that was. Angie, it was the last call, the instructor call. So Yeah, I was a young entrepreneur in the business going back to school. I was introduced to this. I finished school. I went to work at the airport, which is what I got a license to go do while I was in school. And I was only there for about 8 months and I couldn't stand it anymore. I just had to be home doing this full time. And I walked away from my job and I've never looked back. And that was 34 years ago. But that's how I was introduced to Rory as a young entrepreneur. I found a person above me that had a plan and an idea and a system in place to build and to build nationwide. I got that person on the phone. And one of the things they told me I needed was a voicemail. And if I wanted a good voicemail, I needed to get a hold of this guy named Rory. So that I called him up and that's how I got a hold of him. We hit it off over the telephone. He made that mistake that day. I'm not a techie, guys, or at least I wasn't back then anyway, right? I'm not a techie, and he made a mistake and said, "Now, if you ever need any help, call my personal line. Here it is." And I probably called him every day for a couple of weeks because I'm not a techie and I needed help every day on the stuff that was going on. And we just got to know each other over the telephone. But about a year later, I got to fly down to Miami because I heard he was going to be there, and I wanted to meet him. And that's before I met him and looked in his eyes and shook his hand for the first time. And I went, "This is one of the good guys. This is one of those good human beings that really wants to help other people." Larry, one of those people who look you in the eyes the whole time they're talking and they never look away. You know what I mean? He's that guy. He wants to hear every word coming out of your mouth because he's really interested in your story and how he can help you. Why are you here? What will make a difference in your life? Let me see if there's anything I can do to provide that. That's Rory Ricord. So I just knew I wanted to be a part of his life one way, shape, or form. I had no idea what was gonna happen and what we were gonna do. I just knew that I wanted to know this human being for the rest of my life, right? It turns out we got very, very close. It's been 3 decades now. And it's been a great ride. My kids don't know anything other than me being home all the time. I've raised my children on this industry, and my youngest is now 31 years old and making me grandbaby, so I'm in a whole different mode. Spoiling your grandparents, there's no better feeling in the world than spoiling your grandkids. You thought spoiling your kids was fun? Spoiling your grandkids is even more fun. So we've done incredible things over the years, but it's never been as good as we've had it right now. What does Rory bring to the table? He started off giving me that voicemail, but it was a voicemail that he showed me how to put a message on and shoot it out to the whole world. Shoot it out to 20,000 people. As I was building that network of people around the country, I could put a message on there and shoot it out to all of them. And that doesn't seem like a lot today, guys, because we have all this technology. But this was in 1992. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have any of the stuff we had today. He was doing all this through Ma Bell, right? The phone company, those phone lines. And it was incredible. But when the internet came out in 93, 94, that's where he really found his niche. This guy had a love for mass communication, a love for helping other entrepreneurs, a love for building systems that people can build their business with, whatever it was. And he was helping people all over the country. He became the first lead generation guy out there, and he built an incredible lead generation company, became the #1 lead generation guy on the internet, and he still holds that title today. We also needed websites, right? We're all getting online. What do we need? Websites to drive traffic to explain our business, our opportunity, or our product that we're marketing to the people that we could get to visit the website. There was other companies out there doing that. They would get like 1 in 50 people were visiting. The really good ones were getting 1 in 25 visiting. Rory tried his hand at building a website. The very first one got 1 in 10 visitors, filled out the form and requested some information about whatever it was we were marketing on that website. And it wasn't even good enough for him. He tweaked it, made some changes, and added some more technology and rewrote some stuff in there. And he got 1 in 5. No one knows how to do what this guy knows how to do. That's my point. He is the techie. He's the lead generation guy. He knows how to build a website, but most importantly, he knows how to market on the internet. He really gets it. He's got a partner. After I met him, I got to fly out and meet his partner, Tanya, another incredible human being. I walked in the door and met this young lady that was raising 7 kids, 6 of them playing football, and I only had 1 playing football, and I know what a load that was, right? I had 1 playing football, 1 playing volleyball, and 1 cheerleading. She had 6 kids playing football and running several other businesses that she's been involved in for a long time, and helping Rory get this whole system put together and the training of it and keeping everything on time and organized. Tanya is probably one of the most organized people I've ever met in my life. She plans every minute of every hour of every day of every week. And watch Angie said she's planning things 2 years down the road, and they're all going to happen on time because that's how she is. She's very serious about being organized and structuring your business the right way. These two, I knew were going to be a power couple. I knew when I met him, he was the good guy. I knew when I met her, she's the good gal, good woman. But I also watched the two of them together, and I knew they were going to be a power couple in this industry. And 30 years later, they have proven that. And it's just a great thing to be a part of. I call them my friends, but they're still my mentors and business partners. Even though they're younger than me, they're just incredible people. But they're people who get up every morning, have a cup of coffee, and say, what can we do to help Bradford build his business? What can we do to help Renee grow faster? What can we do to help Larry see the big picture and reach out to more people? What can we do? Who else is on here brand new? To help Linda hit her goals and get to the next level. What can we do to help more families all over the world? That's who you guys are getting in business with. So if you're looking for a place that you can call home, some place that you can build yourself an incredible business while also taking products and services out to the marketplace, having a positive impact on other people's families, then you found your home here, and we're glad to welcome you. So as you get involved, you're going to meet more and more and more of the leadership that Rory and Tanya have surrounded themselves with. They got everything in motion here. As you get involved, the first thing you're going to be doing is working on your pages and building those pages and learn how to market and drive traffic to that page. The next thing you're going to do is start building your teams. And those teams and those students that you're going to be bringing in and adding to the system, they're all going to need help. You're going to be plugging them into the training. As you're adding more and more students to the training through your website, through your links, through your advertising, and through all of their lead generation abilities. And trust me, there's more than you could ever imagine. You're going to hit different levels of, you're going to become an instructor in training. As soon as you're ready, you're going to become an instructor. And once you sell your first PBS, you're an instructor. Bring out a student. As soon as you have 10 students, you're a certified system instructor. You're going to get access to more stuff. You're going to have more freedom to get involved in their marketing even more. And then you're going to move up to a GSI, Gold, PSI, Platinum, MSI, which is a Master System Instructor. A Master System Instructor, somebody's been here for a long time. If you go back to their YouTube channel and you watch all of the Tuesday nights for the last, let's see, probably 5 months, we have introduced since May, June, July, August, September, and we're into October, almost 6 months now. You get to meet all of the leadership. They've been on here telling their stories. If you missed those calls and you missed those stories, it's okay. Go back and listen to them. Those stories are going to help you build your business. Those stories are similar to some of the people you're about to meet in the future. And you can say, oh, my friend Dina, my friend Stacy, my friend Linda, my friend Sean, my friend Christina, my friend Nell, my friend Angie, all the stories that you're going to hear on those YouTubes, and like the one you're going to hear tonight, write them down, get to know them, and share those stories with people. When you meet somebody that's similar to one of them, share their story. Let them know that wherever they came from or whatever their occupational background is, you know somebody else that is a part of this and a part of the team that you're on now. And everybody here is family. So you can say, my friend Sean, my friend Ashley, my friend Andy, my friend Shar. You can use that language as you're talking to people. Go back and listen to them. Tonight, I'm going to introduce another part of that leadership. I got to meet this guy the first time, oh my goodness, about 3-4 years ago. And I remember we were at an event, and I think it was in Orlando. Yep. And he came up to me and he said, how you doing? My name's Chris. And I've heard your story the last couple of weeks, and I realize you've been around for a while. What can you tell me? What are the tips and tricks and anything positive that you can share with me to help me with my business? And the first thing I said, right, Chris, was tell me what you're struggling with first. Because I don't know how much time we have, but whatever it is you're struggling with, let's start there. And he told me just 2 or 3 little things that he was struggling with, not much at all. I thought he was doing great, but he goes like, I wish I could do this differently or this better or that differently. And I said, well, how about this? And I just shared some experience and some ideas, and the next thing we're like hugging and we're brothers and feel like we've known each other for 10 years, that very first moment. And I think we went to the bar and had a banana daiquiri and celebrated. So since then, we see each other at every event. One of the first people I look for when I get to the events. Rory and I have been to his home in Texas. We have fished in the pond behind his house. We've ate dinner at his table. By the way, ladies, he is single and he's a great cook. So he made us a steak and a great deal. I'm not a big squash eater. Chris cooked a squash medley that night, and that I just absolutely loved. I took a bite. One, what is that? He said squash. No, took another bite. It was fantastic. He is a really good cook on top of everything else that he knows how to do. He is a leader here. He's one of our PSIs. So remember I said CSI, GSI, PSI, and the last level is MSI, right? Chris is probably about this far away from being an MSI because of his work ethics, his leadership, and his desire to help other people. Chris, you're an asset to the family. I can't wait for everybody, especially what do we have? 17 brand new people that get to hear your story for the first time. Microphone's all yours, brother. Take it away.
Thank you so much, Niall. That was very humbled by the introduction. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm the one that is honored to get to introduce the incredible duo behind the PBS system, Tanya and Rory Ricord. Their vision and dedication have created amazing opportunities for all of us, and I can't wait for you to hear from them. They asked me to share a little bit about my story before we dive in with them. I started my business back in August of 2018, right after my divorce, after 26 years of marriage. I was looking for something to keep me busy while I processed everything that happened. I wanted to channel my energy into something positive, and of course, making some money in the process wasn't going to hurt. So I got started in the business. Again, like I said, I've been doing this since August 2018. I actually went full-time in September of 2022. So this is what I do for a living now, and I just love every minute of it. A little bit of background. I've got over 25 years in manufacturing and facility management. I had a brief venture in owning my own business. I owned a construction site cleanup business. Unfortunately, regulations changed and I lost 80% of my business overnight. And ultimately, what caused me to lose my business was I really didn't know how to market it effectively. However, I realized that the happiest moments in my professional life came from being a business owner. I experienced a sense of freedom and success, which I deeply value. As the sole breadwinner, I lost myself in that role, but I do it all over again because of my family, and I love my family. That's the way I was raised, was to sacrifice for your family. I had the incredible model of that, my dad, who's still alive, and I get to hang out with him frequently. So, that's where I come from. So a couple of things I want to emphasize tonight. The crucial aspect for all of us, especially our new students and those considering this opportunity of business ownership, is number one, you need to realize it's not a cakewalk, right? I like to compare it to my weight management journey. I didn't gain all of my weight overnight. And for those of you who have met me, I'm not a small man. So it would be unrealistic for me to think that I could change that overnight. It takes hard work, discipline, and, in various different areas, sleep, exercise, diet, etc. So business ownership is no different. You need to do the work, acquire the knowledge and the tools, and develop the right mindset. Just like setting a weight loss goal and doing what it takes to achieve it. My business journey has been the same. The reason I'm successful now is simple. I did not quit. I took an honest assessment of my situation. I didn't let setbacks deter me from my goals. You know, a lot of times I was wondering, why am I not making the money? I had to be brutally honest with myself and realize, am I following the system? Am I putting in the work? Do I have clear goals and a plan? If the answer is no, and you ask those questions of yourself, then you need to. We've got a solution for you. We don't like to bring problems and not a solution. So in 2 days, on Thursday night, Tanya is going to address those very issues, where she's going to talk to you about setting your goals, getting ready for this last quarter, how to make your business grow, and how you can grow as well as your business. You know, it's important to be resolved to not quit and to be honest with yourself. You know, sometimes we develop unrealistic expectations that money's going to come to us without any effort. That's not an expectation, it's a dream. You need to create your 90-day plan, get your business moving, and then follow it up with another 90-day plan to build some momentum. And then after that, you're going to build another 90-day plan and keep pushing, keep going. You know, I'm sure Rory and Tanya will expand on that some point tonight. Early on, I was fortunate enough to realize the importance of attending events. You know, I got to witness the launch of RRR247 into Velveeta. At the events, at all of the events I've been to, I've met and dined with Costa and met almost all of the leaders within the company that have been to the events. I've seen all of the wine label winners receive their labels in person. I spent time with my instructor Shane and developed what will be a lifelong friendship with him and many of the other leaders in the company. We've, you know, I've gotten to know people. I'm not going to start naming names because I'd forget people and I don't want to leave anybody out. But I just have really, really enjoyed. This is like my family, my second family. You know, without this business, I wouldn't have got to meet Rory and Tanya. They're what I consider salt of the earth, servant leaders who lead by example. They embody the philosophy of do what Rory does and get what Rory gets. They don't ask you to do anything that they're not willing to do themselves. On one of my event trips, I got the pleasure of spending some time with Tanya at Universal Studios. We even waited in lines to ride some rides, and I got to hear Karen Needham and Tanya sing Spoonful of Sugar. It was quite entertaining and amusing. And we also got to spend some time talking about past hurts and things and developing a relationship and a friendship. In Las Vegas, we got to continue that. We got to dine at a restaurant at the top of a skyscraper where I received a lot of coaching. And one thing about Tanya is she's going to shoot it to you straight. So you can't wear your feelings on your sleeve when you're asking her for advice, because she's gonna let you know how it is and what you really need to be doing. So, you know, I firmly believe in attending every event, and that because that's where you get to build friendships and bonds with everyone you see on the calls. You know, I've shared more than a dozen meals with Rory, and in those meals, I've got coaching and got to meet him and just hang out, talk, shoot the bull, all of the fun things. And, you know, Rory's fun to be around because he's like a little kid. He wants to show you all these neat things. And, you know, out of my top 10 dining experiences in my life, 8 of them have been with Rory. And 5 of those included Rory and Tanya. You know, both of them have a way of making you feel like you're the only one around, even in the midst of a crowd. They generally care about each and every person they're talking to, and they want your success. And soon I'm going to get to go deep sea fishing with Rory, so I'm looking forward to that. So it's my honor and privilege to introduce to you Rory Ricord. Thanks a lot. Take it away, Rory.
Chris, that was awesome. Thank you so much. And I can't remember, like, I know you've been here, what, is it 5 years now? 6? It feels like a lot longer in a good way. Like I can't, it's hard to go back to remember what this was without you here. But I got to tell you, you've come a long way and there's a lot more to go. And also on that fishing trip, that could happen sooner than we were planning because of some changes. So October 7th, folks, write down on your calendar. We're going to be on the Bella Vita Live at 8 o'clock Eastern. That's 5 o'clock Pacific, 6 Mountain, 7 Central, 8 Eastern on Monday. You guys, the Bella Vita world just got bigger. Okay, they just made an acquisition of a big company called Jeunesse. There's a bunch of more reps. They're going to be coming in. So I stressed this before, and we'll see where it is. They have a big capacity, but you want to be on that 5-10 minutes early. Last founders call, we had several people that were fighting to get on. You want to be early. Okay. Then we're going to be right back here on Tuesday. And you guys, Niall stresses it. And it's something I bring up with the instructors, but you guys, I'm going to talk about some success things that need to happen. You need to be accountable to your business. If you want to treat it like a business, you got to be accountable to it. That's why we come on here every Tuesday. Every Tuesday we're here, not because we want to hear ourselves speak, it's because we can talk to everybody and train everybody. Niall does his intro and he talks about my voicemail company. The reason why that was so successful for me is I was teaching people how to communicate around the world. This is before the internet, using computer telephony, very expensive equipment, I might add, to send a message from, like, say, me to Niall and Niall back. You guys, there was no email back then. And there was voicemail, but there was voicemail where I could call your phone and leave a message. You had to call me back and leave a message. This was interactive voicemail. And you can send one message, thanks to some magic programming, to 65,500 people at one time. And that's why I had big companies using it, because there's nothing else like that. Well, the reason why that was effective is it was convenience of it was efficiency of time. We can't possibly call everybody and train everybody one-on-one. It's not physically possible. But we can all come on a Tuesday at a set time and share what's going on. And you guys, we are in a very fast-paced marketing world. And I'm going to cover some stuff today that we started on Saturday. It's bleeded over till Tuesday. Normally it's the other way around. But this is a huge area for us to blog, make articles, to grow our businesses. And I'm going to cover it in just a second. But I want to cover housekeeping on these calls to be on. You guys, the Mondays, the Tuesdays, the Wednesday, the Thursday, the Saturdays, those are done to help you guys. You guys, there's a lot of people, this is their full-time income. Everybody should be able to make incredible income, but you got to learn how to do it. You got to be exposed to the things that make it work. And a lot of it's just getting your mind right. And that takes how long? How long do we have to unprogram employee thought? Or I call it the broke mindset. How long does it take to make it a wealthy mindset? As long as it takes is the answer. And we're here to do it as long as it takes. We committed to doing this. Some people take years to get into action. And if they show up and we're going to train them, when they're ready, we're ready. And everybody that's here, if this is your first time, I know there's a lot of you, this might be a whole new thing where you're like, oh my gosh, I've never been on a Zoom before. I've never been in a team meeting. Well, I'm going to tell you, we used to do these meetings over the phone, over a conference line. We couldn't see everybody like this. This is so much better than a conference line. But that's the technology we had at the time. And the technologies are getting better and better and better. And, look at how we adapt things and how we grow in our recruiting systems. That the PBS Vortex guys, that is a huge technological advancement. Also something that having computer telephony was very helpful with, having a background in that. I mean, it's great to be in the new tools, the new tech, and to see what it can do. I got to tell you, I know what it would cost back in '89 to build a system to do that, and it would have been atrociously prohibitive. And we did it all with this new tech, and it's amazing. And you guys, we were able to blend all that in, find a way to cut our costs for business expenses to expand. And you guys, that's what good CEOs do. Find a way to eliminate. And I'm just going to bring something up. Bella Vita purchased a big company, and they're going to get a lot of new members, and it made sense because of what's coming in January. And while you guys don't know what that is yet, you should feel amazing excitement, but also know that we're getting ready for that. Everything we're doing now and is getting set up for what's coming to help us build to the next level. And you're going to just lay out a couple of things. If your PBS isn't to the point where you have Google AdSense, well, just keep adding to it. Make sure the pages are unique. Like you've written a unique style to you that's not, you've taken whatever I had on there and made it yours. And hopefully you did a whole different angle and made it totally unique. But as long as you've modified it so you're the writer and it's not my words anymore, that's okay. Right? Do everything else that we teach you. Okay? We've made some adjustments on there, and I need to do a new training on the whole thing. Right now, what we have is great, but we have some advancements happening with the Brain Food Academy. Some things are changing, like just how we're marketing it, some more angles. But January, when the new product comes, is going to elevate our game. And then after that, we're going to have something to run with for quite a time. Like we're going to have a lot to focus on. And then from there, it's, we have a lot of kiosk offers, as we call them, that are going to come. Some of them go, but we add those, in the breath. But we're going to be focusing on this new keyword direction for several weeks. It helps everything we're doing. It's a circular enhancement to what we already have in motion. But it's also something that's not heavily advertised. It's heavily searched. And we're ahead of a bigger trend. I know it. I'm never wrong on these. I'm never wrong. And a lot of times it's, you look at it and you go on that path. And you guys, you're going to be hearing Tanya talk about this topic a lot. She's been heavy into it. She's been heavily living it in a good way. I'm very proud of what she's been doing. And it's allowing, the products to work better. It's allowing, things. And you guys, we are in the goodness business. In case you haven't noticed what we market things that are creating a better life. All from our anchor number one. Bella Vita is about better life, better lifestyle, better nutrition. Right? Then we have the PBS Vortex, which is all about, better team building, better communication, better wine. Right? And then you go into, better savings and better access to pricing, which is important for everybody. The health insurance, everything we have at Savings Highway Global, there's huge answers in everything we focus on. And I'll put this out there. You don't want to miss the Tuesdays for sure, because we're getting ready for what's coming in January. And what's coming in January is going to it's going to create a lot more of the that people need to get to their income goals. It's incredible. Like it's a game changer across the globe, and we've got to get positioned for what that means. Now, everybody that has memes, everybody that's on the memes plan and you have those, you should be marketing those. We're going to do a lot of specific training for the memes on these coming weeks, because there is a set vision with that we need to exercise. But the day we roll out in the event, and it'll probably be like in January, we'll know total, but when we sit down in McKinney, Texas and roll out the new product, we're going to have memes that everybody's going to be able to hit the marketplace in a global direction with a very set marketing campaign structure with 12 to 20 different memes, all on a purpose for that new product. We're getting it ready for you. And even though you guys won't know what it is until that incredible announcement at that event, that same day, we hit the ground running. We don't like to wait. And that's why it's so important that Tanya and I have the connection we have with Costa to get the information and be part of the decision making to understand how to market it. It's about being in momentum already. And I'm going to just stress one thing, and I'm going to go into this, but we have the Millionaire course that happens after this call on Tuesday. And we want everybody that's tied into V marketing, whether you're starting out or learning about it or into doing it, to be there, to check in, and just note the time you're putting into it. Let's take accountability of you getting into motion. If you did 0 hours, put it down. 1 hour, put it down. 10 hours, put it down. 20 hours, put it down. And if you get a PBS in the previous week, then when we go to the second part of that training, that's where we dive in deep on mindset and other things. You're invited to go to that as long as you have at least one PBS for that week. And it's all to get you going into a steady pace that's going to make things happen. Now, I have a very awesome thing to cover tonight, and I want everybody to see it. So we're going to go right from this call into that call. And we're going to do accountability. And if you're new, you're going to add yourself to the sheet so you can start doing the accountability. And then I'm going to show you guys something that explains how to get that 500 a week, 1,000 a week, 2,000 a week, 5,000 a week, 10,000 a week, 20,000 a week, what you need to do to get there. And I'm going to give it to you guys in a freaking spreadsheet that I can show you exactly what you need to do in a reality check. It'll help you guys understand why you got to get going, why you got to be consistent. And I'm going to explain it in a very different way. It's a way that I talk to knowledge and blueprint people. If you know what that means, most people here should know what that means. If you're a blueprinter and all, I'm a knowledge guy. I have to know everything about it. Like I have to know it. I have to know it inside and out. I have to know how to break it, how to fix it before I can run. But once I do, I'm going to go kick butt. And I know people need that. And then the blueprint, how does this all work? And especially when you've never built a business like this before, it's the hardest to get going. It's really hard to stay consistent. And why do you need to do that? Well, this is going to answer that. Okay. I get to do something fun. It's our first Tuesday of the month. Okay. Now, Chris brought up that Tanya is going to be talking on Thursday. And Thursday is all about this fourth quarter, the goals for fourth quarter, where we're going. All right. If you haven't attended Thursday, I know we have really good numbers that show up. Be on Thursday. You guys, that is priceless knowledge and training. Tanya's giving it to you guys all for free because you're part of the family. And she's doing it for that hour on Thursday, this same place, same start time, 9 o'clock Eastern. Okay. Now I get to go over stuff. I'm going to go alphabetical because that's how we do it in the Ricord house. That's how Tanya does it too. I got the list, and you guys, these are advancements and things that are happening with our family here. And I'm going to start with Shar Hess. And she has Kay Terry, who's a new instructor that has 2 new students already. So since the last time we announced it, she's brought in 2, and that is freaking awesome. Okay. You got 2, which means you know how to get 3, 4, 5s and get this going. Once you do 1, you know how to do it. Once you do 2, 3, 4, now you're getting just better at it. Christina Barbeau, Chrissy. Renee Chat. She has Carol Enns, who just got her first PBS. So welcome to being a full-fledged instructor. You got a student, now you know how to get more. Jacqueline Bellavia. Cheryl Rowland got our first student. So she's an official instructor. Congratulations. And you know what? Cheryl's been around for a while. She's been coming to stuff and she got into motion. That's what you guys, seeing somebody that stuck around that finally gets to going and the courage it takes to do that, that is so worth the celebration. Cheryl, I gotta let you know that Jackie's been so excited. She told Tanya, she told me separately, she's singing your praises because she's watched this happen. And when you have somebody that's been around, like I can tell you this for Chris took years to kick in, and I was so happy when he did it because I was like, told you this is how it works. And he's like, yeah, I just had to get myself out of my way. That's how it takes. Kathleen Metzler, this is going to take a bit. She's cranking. And on Kathleen, we got Frances Bibbs, who has Paula Butler with her first PBS student. So Paula, welcome to the instructor club. Candace Gunstream, you got Roger Schaefer, who got his first. And Roger, that is freaking awesome. Paulette Collins, Al Robinson Jr. got his first PBS student. You guys, we're seeing duplication. This is what we love. Michael Mouchette, I think I said your name right. Is that correct, Michael? Michael Mouchette? And you've got 2 new students now. Is that right? You have 2? Or do you have 3? Yeah, I thought it was 3 too. Yeah, you're getting, and Michael started showing up to the millionaire course, which is like this, you're getting it. And I'm going to tell you, you guys, your confidence levels goes up as you bring in the next one and the next one and the next one. It does get easier. The first is always the hardest, right? You got all that self-doubt, like, is it going to work for me? Nothing else has worked for me. No, just trust the process. Trust it, guys. Jennifer Smiley, you got your first student. Congratulations and welcome to the Instructor Club. Sue Grouse. And I know you as Ellen Sue Grouse because that's what I see on the sheet. But she's a CSI, but welcome to the CSI. That means you got 10 students. That's a huge jump up. Now let's just keep pushing forward and get you to the GSIs and above. Get that team going. Tammy Irvin also got her first student. That is freaking awesome. I'm not done with this list, folks. We just got through the case. Okay. Linda Horn, Amy Huengle. I think she has her thing as Amy H. I saw her earlier. She's got 2 new students. She's getting this gown. And I have to just say, because I noticed it today, she is looking at everything, taking it in. She's serious about this. I can tell. Her intent in her eyes. If you guys get a chance, she's here to do it. She's getting it. And she's got 2. We know where that's going to lead. Amy, congratulations. Huengle, I hope I pronounced that right. Melissa Gable. LaRuth Martin who's under Rochelle Triggs, is a CSI. LaRuth has been here for a while and she just grinds it out. And you know what? She's got her 10. And that's it. Welcome to the CSI Club. Nell Galinsky. Trevor Aarons has Bradford Applegate, who got his first student. So now we're talking generations of duplication. That, you guys, this is something you want to see. What, babe? Niall Eddy. I'm still in the ends, folks. Debbie Mafalali.
Dina.
It's Dina's. Oh, okay. Dina. Okay. We throw the Eddy household in the same. But Dina Eddy's. Debbie Mafalali.
Mfaleli.
Mfaleli. I knew I said that. Okay. Mfaleli. Guys, this is one of the best words I've ever seen. I love it. So Mfaleli. She got her first student and she's on. And I got to tell you, I'll tell you how Dina feels, because Dina called us when you're a leader and you get duplication happening. And some of us, you know what, we got people that come and they go and they dwindle off. You get new duplication happening. Then you're like, okay, it's not me. I'm not the one breaking. No, you guys trust the process. Not everybody duplicates right away. You guys, we all have growing pains to go through. This is a business process that people never learned anywhere else. That's why we're so loving, so patient, because once you get it, it's worth it for everybody. Sheila Matchett, Yolanda Sanchez, who's under Joe Broughton. And Joe, I love seeing you get some duplication. You deserve it. Yolanda Sanchez got her first PBS student. Welcome to the Instructor Corps. You guys, this is what we get to do every first Tuesday of the month. I don't usually get to do it. Tanya usually does. I got a lot of stuff to cover with you guys. We'll go on this, but I'm so proud of this. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. A lot of manifestation going on that and elevation. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I got 15 minutes to cover this. What's going to happen is I'm going to show you guys the direction we're going on it, and we're going to be picking back up on this on Saturday this week. Okay, I don't usually like to build pages on Tuesday because it goes by so fast. But I want to show you guys where we're at so you guys can be working on this direction. And it's something that it needs to be talked about. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. This is what I'm going to teach you guys later after this first hour, and we go over there. This right here, I got something big. Under headlines and ad training. So you guys should all have access to this. We put it in the session 2 to go into session 3 email. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to paste it in the chat. You guys should all have this, but under Velveeta updates right here. I'm going to rename this just so it goes to the very top. It's up here now. We have a couple of Velveetas. So this is the Velveeta. This is the list catching up process. That's something we'll be covering, but this is the Velveeta update right here. And I got some updated product videos in the movie, the videos that we use, but here's a seed oil specifically. And this is seed oils is the keyword direction we're going to be focused on because it ties into everything we do. Okay. It ties into Velveeta, it ties into our wine, which is part of PBS Vortex, and it ties into Savings Highway Global. Okay, and I've already been tasking Nell, who's our MSI liaison with the Savings Highway Global. She's going to be helping us spell this out so we know how to tie it in. We're going to be working on this, and this is something. And you know what? Tanya needs to talk about this too. She's the one that really got me in on this. Like I was studying it, and I saw it, and I knew about it, but we started living this way, and it's made an incredible difference. Okay, so seed oils are bad. I'll say that. I don't care what they say. There's a lot of misinformation. So I've got some information things here. So there's this one, which is information on seed oils. And I pulled stuff up from ChatGPT. I did this on Saturday. I pulled it up, and you can watch the replay on the YouTube channel. I did stuff here from Gemini, so you can see the difference of what comes up information-wise, and then Google, okay? And then I got long-term effects, and I put some other things in here. And this is a lot of facts and things to go on. And then I'm working on an exact page, okay? And I'll get to that page in a second. I don't really have time to work on it tonight, but I wanted you guys to catch up on the information if you missed it. And if you did, you want to watch the replay of Saturday. But this right here is information. And then we also have this funded false information. And I say it's funded because if you find out who paid to have this done, you'll see it. And this is on the heart.org, where they basically totally contradict. The science says it's not harmful. I'm going to tell you, you can just look around and see what people have been consuming to see that they are freaking lying. Okay. We are less healthy than we were before all these things were introduced. And what I'm going to show you is a bunch of more information. Okay. So I got this information on seed oils. I'm going to show you guys something I just pulled up. So I did a Google search. I'm going to add it right here. And I'm going to show you something that comes around, and I'm just going to I want to show you the search, and this opens up a lot more things. Okay. So it just says, and this says what I know. So I know that in 1985, and I got information on this, and there's a great little video clip that goes around the internet and stuff that's there about how the tobacco companies bought all the food companies. So I'll tell you something with me that personally hit me, right? So food is, I mean, it's necessary to live, but I'm a foodie, right? I love food. And and I like really good food, but I also got to say that we get emotional attachments to food. And my grandfather, we ate a lot of vegetables. We had cheese and crackers a lot, and the crackers he liked the best, Ritz crackers. And prior to 1985, pretty much, Ritz crackers were actually pretty okay for you. But in 1985, when Ritz and all those companies, Nabisco, all those companies got bought by Big Tobacco, they changed the ingredients and put harmful chemicals and addictive ingredients into them. Now, this sounds like a conspiracy theory. No one who would want to poison the population, right? Well, if they make us sick and they own the stuff that gives us medicine to make us better, it's over greed. It's greed over humanity. Yet again. Okay. And I'm mad about it because I didn't know this till later. But, I can't even tell you how many times I've eaten Ritz crackers. And especially after I lost my grandfather on this earth, it was something that just reminded me of him. I would buy him just because it reminded me of my grandfather. And the fact that they took that and completely destroyed whatever goodness was in them, I feel violated. We all should feel violated with our foods. Well, anytime there's an emotional negative, you're not the only one that shares that. Well, that creates a content to write on. And I'm going to teach you guys this writing style I have, but this is a very, 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 very big area. It's also an area that is trending. And if we get our stuff out there, we can win. There is not a lot of people advertising on these keywords. There is a lot of people searching this stuff out because people are rising up to the fact that we've been poisoned. Now, I'm going to bring this up, and then I'm going to give you the facts to go find out for yourself. And guys, I've done a deep dive down the rabbit hole of research, and it makes you angry that they're doing this. Now, so it's a problem. Well, we have solutions. And you know what got me going down this path was when Mark, I got to pronounce his name better. Mark K. We'll say Mark K. with, our Bellavita product specialist. He said something in a way that I kind of understood, but he said it and it hit home. And it's in the first video that he did for us. And he said, you look at people trying to lose weight, and you know what? It's not all their fault. Companies are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to modify our food to make it addictive, to make it so we can't live without it. So we're going to spend more and more money and get sicker and sicker with them. They're spending money we're fighting an uphill battle. Well, do you know what helps people understand and how to fight? Is when they understand the enemy and what they've done and why they've done it, because then they can help reason with themselves on why they need to make a change in their life. And when I break this down with the Bellavita product line, the Bellavita products help, but you know what? People got to change their lifestyle as well. They've got to stop consuming the things that are clogging things up. They've got to make better choices. And again, I need to have Tanya come talk to you guys about this. You guys wait till you see where she's on this. But you know what? If Bellavita gives you that extra to go walk 1,000 steps today, 2,000 steps tomorrow, and grow that up, the numbers show the more you walk, the better your health is going to be. But also, the more you walk, the more you're going to burn the fat that you have stored. The more you walk, in addition, taking products that are going to help you. And that's what the Bellavita does. That is science that's been programmed to help us, not hurt us. It helps us combat the enemy. But if people don't know who the enemy is, they don't know. We get to spell it out. So there's a problem, a solution. Another problem, another solution. Another problem, another solution. And we're going to aim them to this content of information. Now, how do you guys know about all this stuff? Well, we're going to study it. So I'm going to put this back up. I'm going to cover this for 7 minutes. Right here, and they go through it. Now, you guys look, tobacco companies, you guys understand. Here, I'm going to go back over here. You guys understand that when cigarettes first came out, you guys, tobacco, I'll get on the thing. Tobacco isn't the evil. It's what they put with the tobacco and the cigarettes that makes it so bad, right? And then tobacco gets the bad name. But what you need to understand is tobacco industry knew what they were doing, and they got doctors and they got everybody we trusted to say the cigarettes were actually health sticks. Okay, and you guys, you might have forgotten, But I remember going to hospitals where cigarettes were everywhere. Doctors were operating with cigarettes. I mean, forget the danger of just the oxygen and the cigarette. You guys, doctors were smoking cigarettes like they were like going to save everybody's life. And you guys remember late 70s, 80s? Like you would smell cigarette smoke every day of your life, whether you smoked or not. I remember going to restaurants and there was a smoking section and a non-smoking section, and there really wasn't a difference. There really wasn't a difference, right? And they fooled the world that they were good for you, and they were everywhere, and they were sold everywhere, right? Well, today we see where that goes. So if the tobacco company, who's got to get out of selling cigarettes, they gotta slow down their stuff, goes and buys food companies, processed food companies, are they going to care to make the world a better place? They've already lied and killed people and made money on the death of how many, I don't know, hundreds of millions of people? 1 billion people over the years? So I think, once you know that a snake is a snake, it's easy to believe that they would buy our foods and poison us, all to make more money. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this. You guys, these are Google searches. And you guys, I've been called a conspiracy, what do we call it? I've been called a conspiracy theorist many times. I've also been right 100%. I see the trends. I've also been around, right? There's that thing, like, I've heard some great people say that, but I've been around. I've been on the streets. I've seen how things work in the world, and especially as the eyes of a marketer. I've watched them spin things and sell them on commercials that was absolute garbage. Do you guys, I studied marketing law for years. Okay. I used to want to be an attorney. I was always tied into marketing. But do you guys know that in marketing, people can get away with a lot? And I remember, so I started not to trust the whole marketing world because they can lie straight out, but as long as they do it under the guidelines of XYZ, they can't get in trouble for it. There was a guy, and I can't remember his name, and I should, but he got on newspapers, little newspaper ads, and sold solar-powered drying machine. Solar-powered drying machine, and he sold them for like $100, $199. And this is back in like early 90s. Guy sold lots of them. Solar-powered drying machine. And do you know what people received in the mail? And this is back in mail order times where the people are sending checks. He cashed a check and he sent them a clothesline that they could hang up in their backyard and let the sun dry their shirts. They paid a lot of money for it, and the guy got sued, and they couldn't sue him. He didn't break any marketing law. So, and there's so many stories like that, real things that happen. And so I learned not to trust the marketing world. And so I've always gone out to do it the right way. I want to stand behind what I do and how I say things and phrase things. Well, when you see how this world goes, the thing about it is the truth is so powerful in this. And so you see the trends, you see how things go. And what I'm going to show you guys, and these are just searches, and you guys go down the deep side, but we're going to get a lot of information. And then it's teaching you how to create that into a blogging page and to make it so original that when people are looking, we can get ranked, right? Get traffic from it. All right. And then they have videos. Now, the thing about these videos is we can link these into our pages, right? We can embed them. And you're going to see it all. And I mean, there is so much information on this, and and these are things that we can utilize, right? Like they're going to talk about it right here. They're going to talk about how they did stuff here. And this is the stuff that should absolutely freak out anybody. Okay. Now I'm just going to talk about this for a bit. I also need to tell you something Tanya got me involved with. I kind of knew about it, but we're down these deep holes. Her and I really look at it. We want to make the world a better place. And as marketers, it is our moral obligation to market the right things and to help people become better in life, because we have to compete against bad marketing. Bad, evil marketing. It's evil. Anything that's going to hurt people isn't good. And I think death through obesity is bad. I think anything that's going to create death. You can just, I'm going to get on my soapbox for a second. I know I'm going to go over it in just a couple minutes. Obesity is hitting at a freaking high time levels. I think 2030, which isn't that far away, they're saying 50% of the world's going to be considered obese. It's because of what we're eating, folks. It's not the climate. It's not extra carbon gas from, cow farts. It's because we're processing food and we're eating bad things that are killing us. Not conspiracy theory. And I told you guys this before on the Saturday, Trump and RFK Jr., they're saying, hey, when Trump becomes president, they're going after these big pharma companies. They're going after the food industry for all the poison they're doing, and they're going to make a change. Okay, you know what? When that was announced, you know how many people are thinking that's bullcrap? A lot of people. What do you mean my crackers are bad? What do you mean if I go eat these processed foods? Is there anybody that hasn't seen what McDonald's does over years? It doesn't decay. I just want everybody to understand that the facts are out there. Well, as a marketer that's looking to make the world a better place, nothing helps us propel the marketing than truth that is negative when we have a solution for it. I just brought it up there. There's problems, but we always come up with a solution. That's what we're solution people. And if we get to market a solution for a problem that's affecting everybody, that's a very big task. And there's a lot of volume and traffic we can get from it. And we can write about it forever. What we're going to teach you to do is how to utilize that as a problem. Here's a solution. Problem. Here's a solution. Problem. Here's a solution. So people are buying into why they should go with these good paths that we have and get rid of what's hurting and killing their loved ones and their family. It's got to strike. And you know what? It doesn't take one time. They got to see it over and over again. It's got to be validated. It's got to be through there. And people go searching. They start looking. But you know what you'll find when you go search? You're not going to see yet solutions to the problems. You're going to see the problems being laid out and why tobacco is so bad, because people like to write about that. We're going to do it with the negative, but also the positive. And then that's going to become a trend, and we need to lead this trend. That's what we're going to focus on the Saturdays as we develop this. But you guys, we already have the products that are solutions. We already have everything in place to help solve it. So when people go see it, we give them a way to make it better. The second they start taking brain, they get to start overcoming the negative programming from what's in the food. Now, there's an article on there, and this is what everybody. I'm going to end with this, and we're going to stop. We're going to go to the Millionaire course. The CIA has been studying what happens on a psychological level with certain things, chemicals, drugs. The chemicals they're putting in our foods do exactly what they were studying, and it's mind-altering. So you look at this world and how crazy people are and all the mental situations. We did it to ourselves by allowing these companies to poison our foods. We are what we consume. Garbage in, garbage out. Want to help the world become better? We got to educate the world that what they're eating is bad, and they got to make better choices. When the consumers stop buying the crap, suppliers are going to make better foods. The demand's going to dictate it. If everybody boycotted all the bad foods, and I can name all the companies, I'm going to do my best in the article. I'm going to tie things in. I'm going to drive this in different directions. If we all stop buying it, it would fix the world. You know why? We vote with our dollars. And there are companies out there that produce very good foods, better solutions. So we highlight it. We can get affiliate pay, fantastic. Otherwise, We use it to also highlight the solutions we have. The more you get, oh man, I could go on this topic forever, and that's why it's a fun one to go through. You got, not that we ever have a problem with content to teach you guys. You guys understand that there's a never-ending pool of stuff for us to market. Has anybody ever felt bored here? Because if you did, I don't know how. Tanya and I sit down and go like, what's our priority? What do we focus on first? Like, what do we cover first? All right, love you guys. See you in the Millionaire course. Now, how do you get there? You log into, if you're already an instructor, you have a staff account. You log into your staff account. You go to the Zoom rooms, go to the instructor call. I'll see you there in 3 to 5 minutes. I'm gonna go there immediately. Be there, log in, and I got an awesome surprise. You guys want to see what things are gonna look